Hello and welcome to Hanwell Zoo. Today I'm in our turkey space with our two domesticated turkeys. We've got a German breed here called a Krollwitzer. The male is just over here, who is displaying furiously at me at the moment for a very good reason. He's being very reasonable. It's a very special time of year, and our female, who he's being very protective over, is just behind me inside in their shed laying an egg. So I will get out their feathers as soon as I possibly can. The space that we've created for them at the zoo is very wooded with lots of dappled light, and that's because we want to emulate what their wild counterparts would find in North America, where they're originally from. We also try to emulate their diet, so we give them lots of pulses and nuts and seeds and grains and fruit and vegetables and berries and lots of insects to try and emulate that wild diet. Now, the interesting thing about birds, as we all know, is they don't have teeth, so they have come up with a different way to digest their food. They have two stomachs. The first stomach is a little bit like ours, where they introduce gastric acids and microbes to try and help break down that food. But their second stomach is called a gizzard, and a gizzard is a very special chamber. It's very muscular, and it helps grind down any food that hasn't yet been digested. Now, turkeys, not all birds, but turkeys will eat a couple of pebbles or a couple of pieces of grit that will find its way into that chamber, into the gizzard, and that will also help to grind down that food. Now, the second really interesting thing about turkeys is their poo. Now, poo is so important to us in the zoo because it tells us so much about the health of our animals, and turkey poo is in particularly very interesting because it can be difficult when we've got a space full of the same species of animal. It can be difficult to tell whose poo is who, but with turkeys, the males and the females have different kinds. So the male will lay a poo that is spirally, a little bit like a Mr. Whippy ice cream, and it'll be very spirally. So if we find a spirally poo in the space, we know it's his. And the female, who's just inside, she lays her poo in a nice neat line. Sometimes it looks like a J, but usually it's in a nice neat line. So that's really useful for us. If we're trying to determine the health of our animals by looking at their poo, we can tell who laid which one. So I hope you enjoyed meeting our turkeys. If you've got any questions about the turkeys, pop them in the comments below and I will answer them all as soon as I can. I'll see you later. Bye bye.